Okay, let's do question 15. For the function fx equals 3x to the power of 5 minus 10x to the power of 3 plus 7, find points of inflection, and then which ones are horizontal points of inflection. So what's asking is, this is just kind of like the concavity does not change. It hits it like a 0, but this one, the concavity changes. So it goes from being curved up to curved down. Okay, that's the difference here. So one is finding the x values, putting them back into this function, and then finding those y values, so finding those points. And then the second part of the question is testing those points in which one of those, or how many are there, are horizontal points of inflection. So let's do part A first. Let's just differentiate it. So f dash x, because we already have fx, it's going to be 15 x to the power of 4 minus 30x squared plus nothing, because that 7 goes away. F dash dash x, it's going to be 4 times 15, it's going to be 40 plus 20, so it's going to be 60x to the power of 3. Just going to check that. I'm pretty sure that's right. 15 4, yeah. Minus 60x. Okay. Now we need to make that equal 0. So 0 equals 60x to the power of 3 minus 60x. Okay, what's our x going to equal here? So if we divide everything by 60, we can say 0 equals x to the power of 3 minus x. If we were to put that in, 0 equals x in brackets form, x squared minus 1. Okay, and this, okay, here comes a little tricky bit. This can be expanded to x plus 1, x minus 1, I believe. So let's just take that out. I'm just going to write that as x plus 1, x minus 1. So if you expand it, that'd be x squared. Whoops. 1 times that would be negative 1, and then those things would cancel, so x and minus x. So it's going to be x plus 1, x negative 1. So our x values here are going to be 0, negative 1, plus 1. X will equal 0, minus 1, and 1. Okay? Because we're trying to make this equal 0. If this is 0, that's going to make all this equal 0. This x equals negative 1, that'll be 0 times all this will equal 0. If this is 1, that's going to make it 0. 0 times all this will equal 0. So those three statements, x has to be those things. Okay, so we've got those parts. If we're putting it into this, and that can be substituted for y, let's find it where x is going to be 0. I might be able to do the first one. I should do it properly for you guys. Let's say where x equals 0. Let's do y. Let's change it to y. 3 times 0 to the power of 5 minus 10, 0 to the power of 3 plus 7. Well, that's going to be 0, that's going to be 0, so it's just left with 7. So our point is 0, 7. The next one, x will equal negative 1. Y will equal 3 times negative 1 to the power of 5 minus 10 minus 1 to the power of 3 plus 7. Okay. Now what's going to happen here is it's going to go positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. But if you know your indice laws, if that's going to be if we have a negative number in here and that's also an odd number, it's going to come out negative again. So it's going to be negative 1 times negative 1, which is positive 1, which is squared, times negative 1, which is cubed, times negative 1, which is the power of 4, times negative 1, which is 5, which will end up with negative 1. You can do the maths if you really want to, or I can even show you. So 3, negative 1, the power of 5, that'll equal -1 times 3. So should we get -3? And we do. Okay? So that's -3. Same with here, that's going to come out a negative. -1 times -10 will make +10, plus 7, so that's 17 minus 3. That'll give us 14. So our other point is -1, 14. And if we go to a new page, x of 1, let's write it out, y equals 3, 1 to the power of 5, minus 10, 1 to the power of 3, plus 7. Okay, that's going to be 3, because that's going to be positive. That's going to also be positive, so that's minus 10 plus 7. Oh, that's going to be 0. So we'll end up with 1, 0. Okay, so our 3 points for part A. Our 3 points are going to be 0, 7, -1, 14, and 1, 0 are our points of inflection. Now we need to test the nature of these. Oh, this is going to be a bit hard. I might break this into 2 parts actually, and find which ones are horizontal inflection. That is when it changes in terms of concavity. I'm actually going to stop this video and do another one. Okay.